Hello, my dear viewers. This is Deepak Jain here in English Mania, and today I am here in conversation with my dear students in front. And if you have any question, any query, right, and let's say there is any question that is juggling around your mind, which you want to know the answer of. So, any question from anywhere, because this is going to be just talk session, right? So here you are here to talk, okay? So please raise your questions and I would be more than happy to answer the questions. Yeah, please go ahead, anybody, please.
So may I?
Yes, please.
So which life is better, rural areas and urban areas?
Okay, so your question is that which life is better? Is the rural life better or the urban life, right? That's a nice question. And if I share my personal views, right? Actually, obviously, both the life or have their importance, okay? Let's say it depends on the mentality, right? Actually, some people want or like the fast life, okay, and the life of full of technology, entertainment, like this. And some people focus on their physique. Fine. Actually, when you are in the growing age, you do not know the value of your physique. Fine. Or your health. Okay, obviously, because most of the children are swayed by the technology. Let's say they would love to play games, they would love to actually visit the places like this. But once you grow old, right, and when actually you are beset by the disease, okay, then you realize and then you actually tend to run towards the rural life. For example, Hunja Valley is there. Hunja Valley. So the people in Hunja Valley are very much healthy. But when actually you are beset by the disease about Hunja Valley, I know some people do not know. So today, when you go home, you should search the YouTube and see the life in Hunja Valley, right? The ladies, they live very long, okay? They don't grow old. If they grow old, they grow old very late, okay? After several years. So they remain young, right? It can be tempting for girls, right? I can see their faces. They are thinking of going there now, maybe, right? It keeps the people young. Fine in Punjab Valley. So just because the water is pure, their air is pure, okay, the all, but actually the technology is not there. Fine, there is a possibility you may not get network as well. So it actually I have personally seen people initially, yes, they like the urban life because of the facilities and etc, right? But later, once they when they lose their health and they are beset by disease, then they tend to go to the rural areas. The rural areas which are absolutely fine in terms of air, water, no pollution, means they want pollution free area. So yes, both the lives have their importances, right? And one should enjoy both the lives. I mean, let's say if you have relatives in the villages, so when you get time, then you should spend your time there in those areas in countryside. And but let's say obviously then after some time, if you feel monotonous and all, then you should come back to the urban or to your own hometown or like that, right? So it depends. I mean, you want to get enjoyment, luxuries, or what, technology, and then obviously you would like that urban life. Fine, but some people think one day I definitely have to die even if I go in the rural area. So what? I mean, let me enjoy today. If you focus, if you set your heart on today, right, Mr. Ankit?
Yeah.
Right? If you set your heart on today, so then in that case, obviously you would like, no, I don't need to say anything. I know that you would like that urban life. So this is the mentality of people, right? So if you have any question or anything out of my answers, so yes, you can ask. Otherwise, you can ask any question of your choice. Anybody is allowed to talk anything today.
So I want to question you.
Yes, please.
So
Ladies first, right? I know you wanted to say something.
No, sir, I want to come on that topic again.
You want to come,
Yeah.
right? First, let her ask the sentence. Sorry, the question, not the sentence. Yes, her sentence was in pipeline. She was about to speak, but you interrupted, right?
so sir, what is your vision
Yeah,
for
yes.
our country in the
Keep
next
your leg
15
away,
years?
yeah, from the table, this table, right?
What is your vision for our country in the next 15 years?
Could you repeat the question again?
What is your vision for our country in the next 15 years?
Okay, that's a nice question. I would be happy to answer this question. If you talk about the next 15 years, right? And if you talk about my vision about the country, right? Not my own life or growth. But if I talk about the country or from the perspective of the country or nation, then I must tell you that yeah, some changes with the passage of time will be there and will be prevalent in the country. But if you are expecting, some big changes or huge development, it will hardly be seen, right? Why am I saying that? Obviously, I love my country, but actually, if I talk about the veracity, then veracity or the reality is different. Because let me tell you, because I can still see so many people, being superstitious, right, and being too much involved in religion, right? Although religion is a very good thing, but it is being misused, okay? And the too much of radicalization is there, polarization is there, fine, because of public and by the leaders, okay? Because public is interested in it and the leaders are encashing that, okay? Actually, somewhere or the other, you people are being puppet in their hands and you do not even know that, right? So that is the case, because in this case you would be choosing the leader not on the basis of development, right? Because if there is no development, then I don't see people asking questions to the politicians, right? Because they are more interested in the religion, they are more interested whether there will be a temple or a mosque, or whether the mosque will be demolished or not, like this, or whether the mosque would replace a temple or not. So they are more interested in this. So it has nothing to do with the development, right? So this is the case, and this is the cause that I don't see a big development in the coming future. So yes, some changes which are obvious with the passage of time will take place. Not a big or huge development in the country. That's what I believe. That is my perspective. Yes. Yes, Mr. Ankit, your question was in pipeline, right? I'm coming to you now.
Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
So, according to you, what is happiness?
Okay. So this is a question, what is happiness, right? And that's a lovely question. I would be happy to answer this question. And when you ask me this question about happiness, right? So I mean, are you really serious about asking this question? Do you really try to explore yourself? Like, what is happiness or like that? Well, sometimes did you try to explore? Like, am I happy or not? And what makes you happy? Like this.
Yes, sir.
Did you try? Okay, then you are in right position or condition to know the answer of it. Actually, in order to know the meaning of happiness or the reality of happiness, obviously you need to open your mind and you need to understand that, okay? Actually, if I talk about happiness, there is nothing, I'm telling you from from my personal experience, okay? There is nothing called as happiness. Even if happiness is there, it is interim, it is temporary, right? So it is a bitter truth, you would never be happy in your life. Fine, you would never be. Although you can be happy, first of all you need to know what is the meaning of happiness. What is happiness? The kind of happiness that you are running after nowadays is actually not a happiness. For example, in the childhood, you used to seek happiness in the toys, but now what? Now do you seek happiness in the toys? But when you look back, or when you see any other child or a kid playing with toys, right, you just consider it as, okay, he's a child and he's ignorant, right? Or you just consider the person as a child. Why? Because he or she is playing with toys, right? And they are enjoying, but you are not. And when you think, now if I give the toys to you and ask you to play, you would actually consider me a fool, right? You would take it as folly. Okay, so obviously then what is the guarantee? Whatever you are doing right now or getting the happiness in, after some years of your life, you would also consider that as well as folly or foolishness, right? So happiness, I haven't finished, but still you can ask me if any question is juggling around your mind. Yes, please.
Basically, sir, you want to say that happiness changes according to our age.
Yes. First of all, the actually, the reason is that, first of all, by the name of happiness, there is nothing. But actually, you consider that this is happiness or that is happiness. Actually, the happiness lies in peace. In peace. Let's say you have no problem in your life. So that is also a happiness. Let's say sometimes you become dependent for your happiness on other person. Then other person screws up your happiness, right? Because they say something obnoxious to you. And then you lose your happiness. Oh, he said this to me, she said this to me, like that. And then you spoil your mood. It means your remote control, your happiness is in the other person's hands, right? And they screw up your happiness. So actually the happiness, let me tell you that sometimes that happiness also depends on the sorrow, on the sorrow, yeah, sadness. Or actually right now, if I ask you, are you happy or not? Let me explain this to you. Are you happy or not? So what would your answer be? Are you happy?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Is everybody happy?
Yes, sir.
And just to be true to your heart, that are you all happy? Be true to your heart. Give it a second thought. Think twice. Then I'm going to know the reason. Then what is making you happy then?
So in some ways I am happy, and in some ways I am.
Obviously, so in
Yeah.
somehow you are happy,
Yes,
somehow you
I
are
am
not,
sad.
and you are sad also.
Yes, sir.
So you are sad as well, right?
Yes, sir.
है ना, due to certain reasons. So if you are sad, you are not happy. Okay. What about you? Are you completely happy? No tension.
No, sir.
Then how can you say I'm happy and no tension is there? I'm enjoying too much. I have
No,
blissed
sir.
life.
Not
What
like
about
that.
you?
According to me, there are both conditions.
Both the conditions, obviously.
Yes.
I was wondering that nobody in the world is happy. How could these people be? Right? Obviously. So actually happiness is, what do you know? Right now you are neither you are happy nor sad, okay?
Yes,
But my
sir.
one statement, right, can make you happy or sad. Suddenly I say to Miss, the Pari Kalra, suddenly I say, how do you look? You look like a cauliflower. Such a dirty face you have. And suppose she thinks of that, then she would be unhappy. Would she be happy after I say this?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Then you become sad in a moment.
Yes.
Suddenly I say, Pari, oh, you are superb, yeah, you are intelligent, and you look awesome, like that. Now she is so happy now, see. Right?
Yes.
So it depends. Finally, when you see your condition, that you are poor, you become what? Sad. Then suddenly you pass through the road, and when you see people at the edge of the road, they don't even have home, you become somehow happy. एक्चुअली ये गलत फहमी है लोगों की कि हम गरीब को देख के दया आती है. एक्चुअली आदमी कहीं ना कहीं खुश भी होता है कि ओ आई एम इन अ बेटर कंडीशन,
Yes,
थैंक
sir.
गॉड माई लाइफ इज नॉट लाइक दिस. So you are being, that is what? You are being happy. Okay, in other
Yeah.
words, in other sense, right? When you get a relief. And happiness depends on the sadness also, on the problems also, right? So by the time there are no problems, you will not be happy. Example, right now, let's say I have this hand, right? And obviously I have this hand. So am I being happy looking at this hand? Oh, I have a hand, this is so nice and this is fine,
Not
like that. No. But now let's imagine a condition कि मतलब just 2 or 3 days ago I got an injury on it.
Yes,
And it
sir.
became worse, right?
Yes.
And it got rashes also, and there was itching in it, right? And it took 3 or 4 days to be cured. And today now it is cured. So will I be happy or not कि oh, my hand is fine now, it is absolutely okay, I like it now. Earlier it was fine earlier as well, पहले भी अच्छा था ये, right? बट क्या मैं इसको देख के खुश होता था? नहीं. बट एक बार इसमें डिसीज आ गई और उसके बाद जब ये अच्छा हो गया तो देन आई थिंक ना कि ओ माई हैंड इज फाइन नाउ, ओ आई एम सो हैप्पी अबाउट इट. सो यू कुड बी हैप्पी बिकॉज ऑफ द प्रॉब्लम, बिकॉज प्रॉब्लम केम एंड गॉन ऑफ and went off, you became happy. So in the life the same thing is happening. You make a target of achieving, let's say, 90% marks, right? And suddenly, suppose you achieved, you would be happy, right?
Yes, sir.
Like that. And then the next other tensions are also there. But although that is not happiness, but just because you created a target, right? And because of that, you lost your happiness. Ki by the time I don't get 80% marks, I would not be relaxed. So I would be ready to lose my happiness in order to achieve the marks. And then after that you achieve, become happy. So happiness comes after the sorrow, sadness, tension. Like this. Okay. So happiness is a very much different thing, and happiness lies in the peace. Let me tell you right now, let's say if happiness की real definition ये है जैसा कि युधिष्ठिर said in महाभारत when Yaksh asked Yudhishthir कि who is happy in the world, then Yudhishthir replied, the person who owes nothing to anybody, the person who owes nothing to anybody, जिसको किसी का कोई देना नहीं है, not under the debt, is happy. ठीक है? And this is the truth. इसमें एक चीज और मैं ऐड करना चाहूँगा, यानी कि जिसको किसी का देना नहीं है, प्लस उसके अलावा अगर किसी को कोई डिसीज नहीं है, if you are physically fine,
Yes, sir.
then you are happy. You are happy. But still many people can say, no sir, I am not happy. So you are not happy because of your own reasons, because you have created some reasons, right?
Yes, sir.
Let's say you have made a desire to achieve or get something, and you are not